We all know that the final episode of Alchemy of Souls was awesome. Many cried, some were angry, and some were excited. But the most important thing is that most fans are looking forward to December to see the second season. We know that this series, besides all the action and mystical themes, has a love theme which is very normal in dramas. Although of course Alchemy of Souls holds much more content than just a love story, we can't deny that we like the story of Jang Wook and Mu-Deok and the story of Seo and Seo Yul. Now, many are wondering what could happen to Jul and Seo in this second season, since we evidently saw that Seo's body is fine. But what will happen with Jang Wook too, since we know that he fell in love with Mu-Deok, but in that body dwelt in Seo's soul. That's why today I'm going to talk about Jang Wook and Seo Yul will fight hard in the second season. But first remember to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you'll be among the first to see our content. We can't deny that Jang Wook and Mu-Deok's love story is very beautiful, and throughout the story they have shown that they truly love each other, and are willing to sacrifice their lives for that beautiful love. But this love story can be very confusing because we are not talking that in Mu-Deok's body is only her soul, but there is Seo's soul, and according to many theories, Buyon's soul also resides. So this detail can make this story more complicated. One of the things that fans have wondered is who Jang Wook is really in love with. Will it be Seo or will it be Buyeon? We all might think that he is only in love with Seo because we have seen that Seo's soul is the one who has been in control of Mu-Deok's body, but there are things that can be confusing. For example, when Jang Wook was going to change his soul, in the process Buyeon or Mu-Deok intervened and saved them, and she looked at him as if she knew him or as if she was in love with him. With this we can assume that in the process Buyeon may have fallen in love with Jang Wook. But of course it does not mean that Jang Wook fell in love with her. But this issue may be a bit conflicting because if in the second season Mu-Deok changes her body, she could still be in love with Jang Wook and could look for him. But we know that Young So-min won't be there as a main character, as it is very difficult for that possibility to exist. It is clear that Jang Wook is in love with Seo in Mu-Deok's body. But it is clear that in the past Jul was in love with Seo in her original body. When Mu-Deok appeared, he had a feeling that she was different, and there was something he noticed peculiar about her. Then Seo Yul realizes that Mu-Deok is a soul shifter, and in that body is Seo's soul. Throughout season 1 it was clearly presented that Jul was still in love with Seo. And even though he knew that now Seo was in another body, he was looking for her, and in a way he had a little hope that she would listen to him. In a moment, when Jul thinks well what Mu-Deok is a soul shifter, he starts to think that it is very normal that soon she will be petrified and become wild. For this reason at one point he thought that even though he has feelings for her, he was going to have to disappear her or perhaps kill her because he was aware of the damage she could cause. However, Jang Wook, even though he knew that this could also happen to her, did not care and told her that he would help her find the ice stone so that she would not go feral. In some scenes Jang Wook even gave Yul a defiant look, making him understand that he was going to defend Mu-Deok no matter what. One of the impressive parts of this duo was when the prince does some kind of golden toad competition and Mu-Deok is in the game. We know that in the final fight, whoever won could win Mu-Deok as a maid, something that of course Jang Wook didn't know. At the end of the game Jang Wook found out that the one who was going to compete with him was Yul, and we know that Jul is a powerful magician. He is very intelligent and has excellent physical skills. After a long time of fighting, Jul won and therefore won Mu-Deok. We might think that Jul was going to take advantage to be closer to her and maybe forbid her to get close to Jang Wook, but it was the opposite. Jul told Mu-Deok that she didn't have to serve him and that she could do whatever she wanted. I think this attitude of his was a very nice gesture of love, because even though he loves her, he just wants her to be happy. In the last episode we saw some of the saddest scenes, and it was when Mu-Deok officially says goodbye to Jul, because she knows that he is still in love with her. This scene was very sad and presented a possible end to their love story. But what will happen now that Naksu's body is alive? There is a theory that Naksu's body is fine thanks to Jul. It is said that when Naksu's body was burned, Jul kept her ashes and that most likely, Jang Wook will use the ice stone to revive her body so that Naksu's soul can enter her original body. Once Jul said, "I want to take her and also help her hide." Recall that he said this for Naksu, because when he was younger he met her on many occasions. Jul knows that Naksu is in the countryside because she is hiding, and we think that he is sorry for leaving Naksu in the mountains. That is why on one occasion he asked Mu-Deok if in winter it is very cold where she lived, of course referring to Naksu, and Mu-Deok said no, and although it was very cold she did not want to worry him. So it is very likely that in season 2 things will change a bit. First, it may be that when we saw the preview images and we saw Naksu as a bit surprised, and in a bit of a weird place, it may be that it is the place where Jul hides her. Let's remember that after what she did and the people she killed, many people are after her to make her pay for everything she did, especially Choyeon. So she is most likely hiding to avoid that. Although we may think that Jul culminated his feelings with Naksu, we should think that now she is in her original body, and it is very normal for him to be attracted to her again. And if we add to this the theory that Naksu might have lost her memory, all the more reason for Jul to be after regaining his love. But we can't forget about Jang Wook. We know he is well intense and very much in love with Mu-Deok, who in season 2 will be in Naksu's body. If Jul is hiding Naksu, for sure Jang Wook will not stay with his arms crossed and will go to look for her. Because of this situation, it is very likely that in the second season there will be a very big confrontation between Jang Wook and Jul, but this time it will not be a simple game but a big fight for Naksu's love. Some images of the second season were also leaked where Jul and Jang Wook can be seen. Some pictures were also presented where it is suspected that Jul's hometown, Seung-Ho, may be the place. That's why Jul's uncle also appears in this second season. So it is very likely that a little more of Jul's story will be presented and more scenes of his hometown will also be presented. Do you think there will be a confrontation between Jang Wook and Jul in this second season? And if so, who do you think will win? Do you think in the second season Naksu will choose Jul? Let me know your opinion in the comment box so we can read it. If you like this video, like and share it with your friends.